As someone who has been in K-pop for many years now, I have seen the growth of this genre in the internet age, helping the industry flourish across the world. But back in the 2000s, the struggle was real for we K-pop fans who were trying to soak up any sort of content about our babies. K-pop fans have it easy these days, and I know I'm gonna probably sound like one of those old folks that complained about walking 10 miles in the snow, uphill, both ways, to go to school. But, well, I hate to break it to you, I am not that old. And my fat, crusty ass was busy sitting at home trying to avoid getting Trojan viruses while plumbing the depths of questionable websites to get my K-pop fix, thank you very much. And it was never enough. Back then, while we have YouTube to thank for helping K-pop gain international exposure for the first time, it was still a budding platform. Many K-pop companies and Korean television stations weren't even on it, and so a lot of the uploads were done by fans. Were they in high definition? No. We mostly got 480p at best, but often grainy-ass 240p. Fans today thrive off that 4K experience to see their biases sweat in 60 frames per second, but we Gen 2 fans struggle to figure out who is who using nothing more than grainy faces and jerky body language. Speaking of, there was so much buffering. I couldn't even get through a chorus with my near dial-up dinosaur internet, for Christ's sake. Back then, there were no official streaming platforms for K-dramas and Korean variety shows. Many dedicated fans tried to hard subtitle everything, covering up TV logos and brand the video to hell and back to avoid copyright issues. However, despite the Korean TV stations not being on YouTube, they still copyright claimed that shit and came down hard on channels, causing many to be taken down off YouTube. And was before YouTube downloaders let us make copies. It was rough. And hey, even my original DareDB channel saw its first demise back in 2011, and that sucked. So, because YouTube was often a hit or miss, we fans resorted to more questionable areas of the internet. We were in the deep web, honey, avoiding homemade S&M and gore content to watch stream channels of Korean channels. Places like Mega Upload and Mediafire and international forums housed our music files that were ripped from CDs, as well as the latest episodes and performances on Korean TV featuring our faves from 3 months prior. Sometimes the uploads were done in parts, and you then had to download 5 parts to make one episode, most of which were out of order and missing a few seconds here and there, and then used a tool to combine the parts together. You might have picked up a virus or two along the way, but that's not much different than when I hoed myself out back when rent was due. As you can tell, I've already dated myself a lot so far in this video with just a sheer mention of Mega Upload, Mediafire, and video merge tools, but we're only just getting started, sweetheart. Back then, K-pop idols never had social media because oftentimes it was banned for them. I remember once former member Jessica from Girls' Generation got a Twitter account in 2010, but anti-fans rallied together and reported her account and got it suspended. This is why we can't have nice things. There were very few ways to spread K-pop news and keep up with our babies, and so we were in the dark a lot back then. Conjecture was the word of the day then. Simpler times, I guess. The few social media related things K-pop idols did have, such as Cyworld, were locked behind Korean sites that required a Korean resident registration number, and well, I wasn't about that. Other sites like Me Today might get some interaction with idols, and that caused a frenzy for a hot minute until the shit was translated for international eyes, if at all. Very few things were ever translated unless it was high profile, and so we basically lived in the dark and made up our own rumors. Like, why did HyunA lead the Wonder Girls? Did she actually get pregnant with fellow trainee J Park of 2PM? Or did FX's Amber really have an ankle injury that caused her to be missing from the group for nearly a year? Or was she quitting the group? Did she return to the US so her dad could forcibly renegotiate her contract with SM during the JYJ slave contract lawsuit? Again, these were simpler times. I really think we had a lot more imagination back then. All we needed was a tiny nugget of drama to build a story around. These days, so many new groups and acts debut and release music. There's often multiple comebacks within a day. Back then, we got maybe one comeback a week at best. At that time, it was pretty much a guarantee knowing who would win that week because the competition was far less fierce. Not to mention, comebacks from our faves were typically once a year too. None of this quarterly shit. Consume our babies' juices and then go back to American radio to listen to our Lady Gaga and Britney Spears. It was kind of a routine. When I went to SMTOWN live concert in 2010 in Los Angeles, it was considered such a big deal for K-pop to have such a major concert in the US. I flew there and was blown away, honey. Excited, fanboy squeals and all, but that was pretty much it. Nowadays, I find all these K-pop acts going on world tours and going to cities in North America that I'm shocked I even have a large enough population to even host a K-pop act. We've come so far, everyone. You have no idea. So, am I happy to see where K-pop has gone? Yes, absolutely. From what I experienced as a fan over a decade ago, seems like ancient times. My bones are half dust now, and I'm pretty much at a point in my life that I'm already thinking about retirement. The K-pop fans these days have it so much easier now. With everything at their fingertips, I'm happy that this has allowed K-pop to grow and prosper and reach mainstream status. We old Gen 2 stans were these weird folks in school who liked K-pop and had to sit at a different lunch table. We were too niche and few understood us, but hey, it helped us make us stronger. We've been through a lot, seen a lot, and most importantly, it helped us understand that there were other people in the world that shared our interests outside of our own grotto. It's how K-pop found its audience, and I for one am glad to see it become what it is today. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Share below your experiences as a K-pop stan, past and present. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for me. It helps me out here in this YouTube space. Check out many more of my videos while you're here, and I shall see you next time.